Part 1. What are selection statements? All programming languages make use of selection statements, and in most cases the same terminology and structure is used. The general structure uses the keyword if to identify the statement as a selection statement. The if statement is then immediately followed by a condition. This is the thing to be tested by the if statement, and we'll look at the conditional statement on the next slide. The result of the condition can be one of only two outcomes, either true or false. Most languages have the provision to deal with both of these outcomes, and the else statement allows the programmer to write code that is executed when the conditional test is evaluated as false. The else part of the statement is optional. It can be missed out from the code. The true part, however, must be present and is often prefixed by the keyword then. The actual syntax of an if statement differs between languages, but the logical behaviour is exactly the same. This means that once you understand how to structure an if statement, all you need to do is find out the syntax to be able to make use of it in a given language. The if statement is a fundamental building block of any program and programming language. The basic family of languages use English type words such as if, then and end if to describe and outline the structure of the if statement. Other languages, like the family of C, C++, Java and PHP for example, use a more complicated syntax and use brackets to enclose the condition. You'll also notice that the test to see whether x is equal to 3 for some reason now has two equal statements rather than one. Again, we'll look at this in more detail later on in the lecture. Also, in languages like C and C++ and Java, we don't actually have the keywords then and end if. These are implied by the use of the curly brackets. Before we get into some examples, it is worth exploring what the if statement makes possible in programming. It has countless uses and is the basis by which computers can make decisions. If statements can be used to determine if a user has entered a correct value in an input field, whether or not they have clicked on a correct button of a user interface, whether or not a menu command that they have selected in a program is available for their use. If statements allow a program execution to branch to different parts of the code depending upon the evaluation of the condition being tested. There is no limit to the number of if statements that a program can contain, and it is possible to nest if statements within each other to create complicated sequences of decision-making logic. As mentioned previously, it is a main method of developing the logic of a computer program.